Hey, how's it going, guys? Today we're going to do a design tutorial. I'm going to use Photoshop. That's my design application of choice. However, I'm pretty confident you can execute a similar design in most, if not all, graphic design applications. I'm going to show you how to do this like vertically oriented American flag style design. I saw a lot of these selling pretty well in Flying Research, which is the research tool that I use when I'm doing my top 5 niches of the week video. Plus, another thing I really like about it is that there's potential to do what I call like scaled out designs, which is a big part of how I fill my upload slots in tier 200,000 of Merch by Amazon. So I love when I can make like one kind of design template and then fill in a bunch of variable driven text into the design and see validation when I'm researching Amazon that these designs are actually selling and that customers like them enough to buy them. So anyways, why don't we get started? Real quick, just wanted to remind you, I run a weekly print-on-demand giveaway. It's completely free to enter and it takes like 10 seconds. This week is sponsored by Merch Titan's Upload Automation, Merch Ninja Research Tools, All Sunsets, premium pre-made graphics for your designs, and Bubble Scout, the only Redbubble niche research and validation tool. You can find a link in the description. All right. So this is what inspired me to do this video. I was looking at Flying Research. Now, typically I don't, they have one that's like bestsellers. They have a section for bestsellers. Then they have a section for like recent big gainers, which can sometimes be indicative of like a new trend that's gaining steam. So I was looking at that the other day and I noticed a couple of these like American flag style designs with text were selling really well. And obviously I saw the potential to scale these designs out, which I already explained that I like. And I said, you know what, why don't we do a video tutorial on how to create these style of designs? As you can see here, they took one that said like best dad ever. They made it to into best dog dad ever and added a little puppy paw. And this stuff should be pretty easy to execute. So I'm going to show you how I would go about creating a similar style design. So as far as creating the American flag graphic, I don't usually like to create my own graphics because I don't know if I'm that strong of a graphic designer. I like to leave it to the professionals, so I use All American Graphics in this case because I know they're going to have quite a few options for similar graphics to what I'm going to need. I will, of course, put a link in the description if you end up subscribing to them. I think an annual subscription is like 30 bucks. It also supports the channel, so I appreciate that. And so here I am. I navigate over to All American Graphics, and I did a search for, I think I typed in like vertical flag or flag vertical. Yeah, flag vertical, you can see there. And there's quite a few options. I scrolled down. I saw this one right here that looked pretty similar to what I need. So I went ahead and downloaded. Actually, no, I downloaded both of these. So I wanted to show you guys just an additional part of the tutorial. I grabbed both of these graphics. And the first one I'm going to do is use the horizontal one. And I'm going to show you how you can rotate this in Photoshop in case you guys weren't aware. There's actually a couple ways to rotate it, but here's the easiest way. So you go to edit, then go to transform, and then click rotate 90 degrees clockwise. And it will rotate our flag just how we need it. Or if you want it flipped over the other way, you can also go to, is it transform? And then you can just hit flip horizontal. So you see how when we rotated it, it looks, if you want the stars in the top right, perfect. If you want them flipped, you just go to edit, transform, and then flip horizontal at the bottom there. All right, so just wanted to show you how to rotate. Now let's get to the real tutorial. And this is how I would go about recreating this design. So you can actually use this graphic right here, the white grunge American flag, line missing for vertical text. They had exactly what I needed. Perfect. So I can just download that. Boom. It's set up. It's got the stars in the top left. Fine, no problem. I place it here. Now what I ended up doing was actually enlarging the graphic a little bit. You know, you can well, when you first drag and drop a graphic into Photoshop, it automatically is in like free transform mode. So you can just click the corners of the box of the guides and you can make it big, you can make it small, you can rotate it, etc. You can skew it, change the dimensions. So what I did there is I made it, you know, from what it looked like when I first dragged and dropped it, I just made it bigger because I like to make my designs big, bold, easy to read, etc. And then I added some text. So I just used the text tool. You can use the hotkey and just hit T and then click into the canvas. And you can see there I added some text. By default, Adobe just puts in lorem ipsum, which is just like Latin placeholder text. Now, here's the first method of creating this style design. You can actually just have your text there, and then you can find this button in the top left corner of Photoshop next to where you set your font family. And you can click the little T button with the arrow down and the arrow to the right underneath it. All right. If you click that, how about that? It starts your it switches how your text is oriented. Instead of being horizontal, it is now vertical. The only problem with doing it this way is that you don't have a lot of room to type out a lot of words, because when the letters are completely vertical like that and vertically oriented, you're going to run out of space very quickly, as you see here. But this does work, and if you only want to put in like a short, amount of letters, this is a good option. Now, if you're wondering what font family did I use, I'm using Edmund Texture. You can grab this on Creative Fabrica. It says $18. I don't know that I would actually pay $18 for it, because I've seen it on sale for a lot cheaper, but I don't know. Maybe if you click the link, I'll put a link in the description. If you click it, maybe it'll be cheaper for you. I don't know. Anyways, method number 2, and that's, by the way, this is only if you're interested in, you're like, oh, Ryan, what font is that you're using because you like it so much? Well, I'll put a link in the description in case you want to check that out. But there's plenty of other fonts, so don't feel compelled to spend $18 on a font. I just wanted to put it out there in case anybody was wondering. All right, method number 2. This is probably the method I would use myself if I really wanted to recreate or create something very similar to this design style. So we're still using the same graphic. That did not change from All American Graphics. I've got my text there, and then what I ended up doing is with the text layer selected, I go to Free Transform, all right? Or you can just select that layer and hit Control T. When you do that, you get the same guides that you're used to seeing when you first place a graphic into Photoshop, and then you can kind of mouse over the corners and you can see like the curved arrows, and that indicates that if you left click and hold and then move your mouse, it will kind of follow your mouse. So that's how I rotated the text. So it went from horizontal. Here I'm in the middle of rotating it, so it's kind of at an angle. And then when I stopped rotating it, it is perfectly vertical within the empty stripe of the graphic that I downloaded from All American Graphics. Guys, I mean, how simple was that, right? It doesn't have to be hard. If you guys want to go and make your own American flags, you can absolutely do that. But what I would recommend if you do go that route is, remember, this is going to be printed on a t-shirt. So you don't want to have like some basic American flag graphic that looks like it's optimized for the internet. This is a big thing that I see when I am critiquing designs often, is graphics that are good if they're used on a website are then being used in t-shirts. And it's like this graphic that you see right here behind me, I think is well optimized for print on a print-on-demand product / t-shirt specifically. If I was to go like grab a basic American flag image off of like Google Images, it would not probably be optimized for t-shirts. It'll be optimized for like just the web. You know what I mean? So be careful with your graphics if you do go other routes. Just make sure you get one that makes sense to be printed on a t-shirt. You can even just make an American flag graphic and then distress it. That's not that hard to do. So here we go. We got the text vertically oriented, and then boom, I just ended up changing the color of the text so that it stands out. I think our initial designs that inspired this tutorial also had the text a different color, and I do think it looks pretty good. And when you do something like that too, it stands out when you're looking at the design itself on a t-shirt in search results. Anything you can do to draw the attention and guide people's eyes where you want it to be, I think is a good thing, because keep in mind, like, people are going to have a lot of options as far as like American flag themed designs with text. What makes ours special? Well, maybe nothing, but you don't have to have a special design. You just need somebody to see your design. So again, if you've got like the white American flag graphic that isn't really competing for somebody's attention, but then you've got like the bold red color on the text, and the text is just so happened to be like the niche that we're actually selling, like in this case, whether it's going to say like best dog dad or something else, if that's the part you make red, imagine the customer with 40 options on page 1 that they're scrolling through. Oh, they slow down because they see this design that looks good enough. You know, it's optimized for t-shirt print. It's not a graphic optimized for the web. And their eyes immediately go to the different color text that's big and bold and easy to read, and a different color that contrasts well against both the t-shirt and the foreground graphic. Okay, I know that was a lot of words, but like, think about it. Like, the background is the black t-shirt. the foreground is the white graphic, and then the color of the text we used contrasts well against both of them. In this case, I just picked a random red, but you can use any color you want. Just make sure it contrasts well. So anyways, that's really what I was trying to illustrate in this tutorial. It's not just about making a half decent graphic. We also got to play the game. Remember, we need to stand out in search results and get seen, So I think anything we can do to pop is something we should consider. And I like what we came up with here in this graphic tutorial. All right, and that's it for this video, guys. Quick reminder, I do have a free print-on-demand mini course delivered to your email inbox over 8 days if you'd like to take advantage. Again, completely free. I just need your email. Link in the description. And I've got a print-on-demand Facebook group that is growing rapidly. I'd love to have you there, and there's a link to that in the description as well. Last but not least, I wrote a full print-on-demand course that shows you how I make six-figure print-on-demand sales every single year. It's everything you need in the order you need it to start, scale, and automate your business in that order. So check it out, link in the description. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Hopefully it helped, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.